Oh, all right, go ahead.
Okay. I've had it with cooking, cleaning, and grocery shopping, but mostly cooking. My name is Beth Norris, and I'm 73 years old. My husband John of 40 years is standing at the front door of our home waiting for the pizza guy. This is the third time this week that I either burnt the food or what I cooked tasted just plain awful. So I'm going to divorce my husband. No, he didn't have an affair with the secretary at the senior center. It's because he won't move. I found this wonderful place called Vintage Hollow. It's not assisted living, it's independent living. Everyone has their own apartment and you can come and go as you please. There is help available if you need it. But the most wonderful thing is that they serve you 3 meals a day. Just think, no more cooking, just fun filled days of doing what you want. My 3 year old beagle, Ralph, knows it's dinner time and he's waiting for the snack that I always give him. Not tonight, Ralph. Pizza is not good for the dogs. My husband came into the kitchen with our wonderful meal and is reaching for the paper plates. He puts one slice on my plate and two on his and dives in. I sat there looking at that gooey, cheesy mess and thinking, I can't eat this. But if I don't, John will get mad. So I will give it the college try. Rah, rah. No luck. My stomach says no. Is there something wrong with your pizza? Asked my husband. I'm sure it's fine. It's just that we've had it 3 times this week. And whose fault is that? Those words went through me like a firecracker. I stood up and walked over to him, staring him right in the eye. I want a divorce, I said. Beth, what are you talking about? You know what a divorce is, don't you? It's when two people go before a judge and tell him all their woes. Then he says, you are no longer married, go in peace. Beth, have you been drinking? No, I wish I had been. I just realized that have burnt my last tuna casserole, washed my last kitchen floor, and have stood in the last line in the grocery store. I'm going to Vintage Hollow. Oh, that place again, said my husband. Yes, and I'm very serious about going there. Well, you'll go there without me. So be it, as I said. I need help. If I know if you gave the vintage half a chance, you'd feel differently. Bet. Stop, stop. I'm not going there, and neither are you. So stop this crazy talk. How dare you tell me what to do? I have gone twice, I've gone there twice to the Vintage Hollow and talked with the director, and I know it's the right place for me. So maybe we should think about a divorce. Now, don't get upset, said my husband. I just thought you loved this house. I did 40 years ago, but now I feel it is my enemy. It's like a big black monster just watching me, making one mistake after another. My, aren't we dramatic? Let me ask you one question. If you go to this wonderful place called Vintage Hollow, won't you miss Ralph? Of course not. I'm taking Ralph with me. They allow small to medium animals. You can't take my dog away, screamed my husband. John, how old am I? 73. What's that got to do with anything? When I turned 70, you had a wonderful party for me. After the guests had left, you said, I will, and I will quote, Beth, I have your gift out in the car. I'm giving you the gift of life. That life was Ralph. So I'm pretty sure that Ralph is mine and I can take him anywhere I want to. Just then the phone rang in the other room, and to my surprise, my husband said he would get it. That was something he never did. that was always my job. Of course, I realized it gave him some time to think about what he was going to say to me about Ralph. I expected to hear the phone being answered, then mumble, mumble, then clunk. Instead, the call went on, and I was sure I heard my husband laughing. Finally, he came back into the room. What a world we live in. It's just plain crazy, he said. What are you talking about, I guess? You'll never guess who was on the phone. I'm sure you're right since I flunked my mind reading course. It was Tom Dawson. You remember the Dawsons? They lived in that big yellow house over on Milbury Street. Of course I do. He was on your bowling team. He was the captain. And are you ready for this? He now lives at Vintage Hollow. He saw you a couple of times talking to the director and assumed we would be moving in. I told him we were thinking about it. He says he loves it there and he wants to start a bowling league. Can you imagine? I could be back bowling again. Where did you put my old bowling trophies? They're in the closet in the guest room. Something else, Beth. Tom's daughter is in real estate and will be calling about putting our home on the market. You don't mind if my trophies go back in the living room, do you? I didn't answer him as he left. I was in such a state of shock. I looked at Ralph and he came and put his head on my lap. Can you believe that, Ralph? My husband thinks more of Tom, what's his name, and bowling than he does of me. I suppose I shouldn't complain. I'm getting to live at the vintage. It's just not the way I would have picked to go there. Oh, I can't hold a grudge. Let's go admire those trophies.
That's very good. That was wonderful. Well, and what are you up to now? Is it like story 13 in this series?
I don't know. I'll have to look and see.
I was just
And
going looking right now.
I'm looking, for number three. There'd be 5 stories, and I don't know if I did 5.
Yes, you have 13 stories so far. So here, I will share my screen so that Robert can see this. Share screen. So Jane has written 13 books so far of short stories all about Vintage Hollow. So she's got all of these different kinds of scenarios about a dog and look at me, I'm rich with the limousine. Oh no, what was that? A Cadillac? A Lincoln Town Car. And Christmas. So she has all sorts of really cute stories that she's written. Yes, so you have 13 up. So the one that you just read us will be number 14. And then if you write one more, then we will be able to make another paperback book.
Okay. Well, I hoped, as I said, I was working on the poem yesterday, and then I lost it, and I was so mad. I just said I'm not going to do any more until I get a new computer.
Yep.
So I'm going to go online on Saturday and see if I can find one.
Oh, great.
Yeah. So that's me. That's for the week.
Well, send along your story 14 to me.
I will.
And
Yeah.
I will put that together into a book. So I think that one deserves on the cover a woman and her dog. What kind of a dog do you think it is?
It's supposed to be a beagle.
Beagle. All right. Woman and
'Cause I
beagle.
had a beagle.
What about trophies? Maybe some trophies.
Oh, yes, and some trophies in the window. That's a great idea.
What about these trophies?
Yeah, so I could put little bowling trophies in one of the windows of it. So congratulations for writing book 14. That's great, Jane.
Oh,
And I think
I
on
don't
your
have much else to do.
oh,
I'm so glad I can write because I'd be sitting there watching TV constantly. So this
Yep.
way here, I do, and I can't drive anymore. I should write a story about that.
You
How
should.
sad it is
That'd be a
when you
great story.
when you can't drive anymore.
Yep. Well, and the other stuff that she does are children's stories. So this is set at the Grafton Historical Society, which is where she lives. And this one's about a cat. And then the next one in the series that she was talking about is about two cats. And the second one is about the two cats and a person that Jane knows who has now had some medical issues. Jane, what I might suggest for your second book is figure out where he is, what nursing home he's in or rehab facility he's in, and just send a copy of a book to him.
Yeah. Well, I'd love to talk to his wife, you know. I mean, I'd feel so much better if I thought she said, oh, yes, he'll look at that or, you know, or something. But just to, and I know they have, because one of my friends, the man that's friendly with that family, said he wanted a book so to show the family. So he's gotten the book. And so I just, you know, I'm just such a worrywart all the time that I just said, oh dear, they're offended.
No, they are not offended at all. I would figure out her phone number and give her a call.
Maybe I should, yeah. I'll call Nancy one more time, see if she's heard anything. And then if she doesn't, I'll just tell her I'm going to look up Joe's phone number.
Yep.
And because if he's feeling anyway, if he's, you know, if he's conscious at all, I'm sure he'd be happy to. And as I said, I didn't do it without talking to him first.
Right.
You know? I didn't know how he'd feel about talking to a cat.
Well, or maybe even call the facility and see if you can talk to him. He may be happy to talk to people. He may be feeling lonely in there, especially with all the pandemic restrictions. He may not have people talking to him.
And today I didn't write because I have my computer, and I said, oh my Lord, all the bad news that's coming with this virus and the flu and the winter and the blah, 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 and how many people are going to be dead. And I said, oh Lord, heavens, good thing I can do something.
Yep. Well, see, you're bringing joy and laughter into the world. All right. Well, I think you should try to contact him.
Yeah. Oh, and I'm working on my fear. That has to be in. Is it the fear?
Yes, on December 1st. And I'll mention that to Robert since he's new. So every year for the past couple years, we've written a compilation on a theme. So this is the Sutton Writing Group, and this one was on the theme of Massachusetts that we did a couple years ago. And then next we did one on the theme of animals. And we've done a couple more. So this year's theme is on fear, and the idea is things that you're concerned about. I don't know if we've come up with an exact title for it, but fears or concerns or worries, just because this whole year seems to be about that kind of issue. So it doesn't have to be.
I was going to do one about being afraid of a woman.
Yep, that is fine.
It's what happens is she marries this man and his mother is furious, and the mother comes at night and says she's going to kill her. And
wow.
Mine, right?
All right, here I was worried that you would think it was too scary, but you went right for someone's killing someone.
Is that all right?
That's fine. Oh, that's perfectly fine.
So once I said when I get my new computer, I'll get that out and I'll get my poem to Nancy's mother.
Yep. That sounds great.